Prime Minister underscores the importance of the CCJ as she leads her team to Gordon House during the ceremonial opening of Parliament. Improving sport infrastructure, top priority of the government in the next fiscal year. And the Prime Minister endorses the 6th Biennial Diaspora Conference. This is Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller led her team in both Houses of Parliament to Gordon House on Thursday to participate in the ceremonial opening of Parliament. The highlight of the annual ceremony came when Governor-General Sir Patrick Allen delivered the throne speech, which outlined the government's plans for the 2015-2016 fiscal year, which begins on April 1. It was revealed that government would be placing emphasis on a number of sectors, including agriculture, health, education, security, mining, energy and youth development. On the legislative side of things, the government is hoping to pass 3 bills to establish the Caribbean Court of Justice as Jamaica's final court of appeal. In an interview with journalists, Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller reiterated the importance of the CCJ to Jamaica.
If a poor person in Jamaica, they have a case and it is referred to the Privy Council, how they get the money to pay the lawyer to go to London to defend their case, their cause, or whether we accept the Caribbean Court of Justice.
Meanwhile, Minister with responsibility for sport Natalie Nita Headley says government will continue to improve sporting infrastructure in the next fiscal year.
We're looking at the GC Foster's track this year, which is going to be completed before middle of this year. It's a total of $168 million, which is a big deal for us because that track has been closed for some time now.
She adds that sporting organizations and federations will have more access to facilities at Independence Park Limited to further develop the skill set of athletes. In the meantime, Mrs. Nita Headley says through the Anti-Doping in Sport Act 2014, Jamaica will continue to strengthen its anti-doping framework as outlined by the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA.
We are now the country to follow, and the head of anti-doping, WADA, has indicated that more countries need to be following the example of Jamaica.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller underscored the importance of the Jamaican diaspora at last week's official media launch of the 6th Biennial Diaspora Conference. In a speech delivered by Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister Senator A.J. Nicholson, Mrs. Simpson-Miller said that over the past 3 years, the diaspora had contributed millions of dollars to Jamaica through 2 main sectors.
According to a study conducted by the Jamaica Diaspora Institute, diaspora contributions to the healthcare and education sectors amounted to $10 million over the 3-year period ending in 2014. An estimated 132 healthcare groups send an average of 200 medical missions from the diaspora to Jamaica each year.
Mrs. Simpson-Miller, through Senator Nicholson, also commended the Diaspora Education Task Force.
This group emerged as a recommendation from the 5th Biennial Diaspora Conference in 2013, and that task force is advancing a long-term plan to support the education sector.
The 6th Biennial Diaspora Conference will be held this year from June 13 to 18 at the Montego Bay Convention Center in St. James. The theme for the conference is Linking for Growth and Prosperity. And in the week that was, the Prime Minister also took time to have discussions with at least 2 of Jamaica's partners. She met with Roland Schaefer, the Director for the Americas in the European Action Service in Brussels, Belgium. Mrs. Simpson-Miller and other senior government officials also held talks with Indian diplomats. And that's it for this week's edition of Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next week for the latest from the Office of the Prime Minister.